Hey, my friends. Happy Thursday. Welcome into our fourth day of the new catalog countdown. I am super excited. I just see that pile of stuff. I just finished all of the catalog packages that'll go out this afternoon when I head out of here shortly after my video, so that those would get dropped at the post office. So those of you that filled out my form for a new catalog, they are headed your way. I'm so excited that I was able to get those out. If you didn't fill out the form and you're watching live right now, you can direct message me and let me know that you want a catalog. If you're not a demonstrator already or you don't have one that you work with, just go ahead and send me a direct message, and as soon as I'm done, I can print out. I have a couple more packages on the table here. There's a few left over, so I can pop those in the mail if you are watching live. If you comment later, if you're doing the replay and you send me a message later, I'm happy to send you one as well, but it won't be until next week. So just keep that in mind. So I am excited. We're gonna do a little more stamping with you today. Hopefully it will be, hey Susan, hey Susan, two Susans watching right now. I hopefully will be a little more put together than yesterday. So we learned yesterday that Jen should only do one card at a time. So that's good. Yes, thank you, Patty. I am feeling much better. I think you can see it in my face each day too. I was tempted to put makeup on today, but I'm like, whatever. But I feel like I look a little bit better than I did earlier this week. So it takes a lot out of you. Let me just tell you that. And plus, with all the stress with Nate and everything, my body was screaming at me. I think that's why I was so tired all this week. But yeah, all is good. We're doing much better. I'm excited to get a little bit of away time, even though I really don't have time to do that since I've only worked 4 days in the last month. But we'll be back and refreshed. So yeah, we're heading up to North Conway this afternoon before the snow hits. We're supposed to be getting anywhere from 2 to 7 inches now, they're saying, here on the Cape. So we are going to head up before that starts. So all right, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. I've been using my phone for a Zoom meeting for 3 hours, so most of 3 hours. I did turn it on to my computer for a little bit, so I don't want my phone to run out of battery on me, because that would really stink. Hello, Marlene. All right, so hopefully you are uncovered with the snow and doing a little bit better. Hey, Becky. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. So we are launching this beautiful little catalog this week, as well as Celebration. So like I said, I do have a couple of catalog packages that are still ready to go that don't have a home to go to yet. So if you are watching live and you wanted a catalog, go ahead and direct message me, and I'll do a quick label before I leave to go north, and I'll pop that in the mail for you this afternoon. Otherwise, I can send you one next week if you need one. But the new catalog package has both catalogs, plus a little crossword puzzle for you, and a little shopping list, and a little treat as well. So that is what's in there. So today, let's focus on the Heart and Home Suite. So this one's a big one. This is a really pretty one too. I shared the video with you guys yesterday, but here are the samples on this page. It's called Heart and Home. It's a big suite here. So you can see it's $155.75 for the whole thing, which includes, and I'll show you the real product too, but it includes 2 bundles, embellishment, ribbon, embossing folder, doilies, the Memories and More card pack, the cards and envelopes, and the paper. So it's a huge suite. But you want to know what's really cool? So I haven't really talked about this that much this week, but right now, because it's Celebration, you can join Stampin' Up for just $99 plus tax, and you get to pick $125 worth of product of your choice. So it could be any of the new stuff that you love, and you will also get to pick 2 free stamp sets in addition to that for free. So you can't do host sets or celebration sets, but you can do any other stamp sets in either catalog. So this mini catalog or our annual catalog too. So I always say go for the biggest ones, right? Because you get the most return on your money. So that's really cool. And what's even better is, as a demonstrator, you don't have to do classes and events if you don't want to. Of course, it's a great way to support your habit, but you'll get a discount. So for instance, if you were to order this $155.75 bundle as a demonstrator, I, as a demonstrator, would only pay $124 and change. So you're saving almost 20, actually, over $25 or whatever, so $20. So it's a good savings for you if you have a lot of things on your wish list. And that discount, if you were to join right now, would last you through June. So this entire length of the catalog. So you could have that 20% discount on everything you order between now and June. And you earn celebration rewards on all of those orders too, except for the starter kit order. So just a little heads up for you if you're finding lots of things that you want. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the Heart and Home Suite. This one, like I said, it has 2 bundles. So the first one is this one, The Blessings of Home. You can see here. So it has some images that cut out the stamped images, and then some little botanical die cuts too. So that's number 1. The second one is the Honeybee Home. I like how that's kind of like a play on words too. Honey, be home. But it's Honeybee Home. All right, so then we have this one, same thing. It cuts out some of the images, including the 3 little bees, and has some other little elements that you can die cut to go along. I meant to actually put this together before we started, because I think I want to use that one, but it'll be good for me to show you that stuff. Also in this one is the Hive embossing folder. I think I need to do something with this today, because this embossing folder is the bomb, you guys. It is so good. So this one's just like a honeycomb looking pattern, but it is amazing when you see it in person. All right, also in this suite is that really pretty denim ribbon. I thought I had one of these open, but I guess not. So if I need that, I'll have to open that. It also has these classic matte dots, which you can see I've already used. Comes with white, vanilla, gray, and black, which is very useful. Also have the Heart and Home Doilies. These are really, really cute. So you've got 3 colors. We've got gray, cinnamon cider, and misty moonlight. The back side is white, so you can always color them or use them as white elements as well if you wanted to. So those are really cute, and there's like 30 of them in here. So a super good value for this too. I don't remember how much they are, but it's not a lot, right? All right, so also is the Designer Series paper, which I showed this to you the other day too, but I'll show you again. It's really neat because it's got the patterns on one side, right? Let me just do it this way because I think you can see it better. So you've got all the patterns. Oh, you guys, my lips are so dried out right now. Pattern, pattern, patterns. And then you also have, let me see, is that the last one? Yeah. And then when you flip them over, look, you've got all sorts of gray, like, woodworking kind of patterns, so you can use them for a pop of color in your projects too. So like use this as the background and then use those flowers from the stamp sets to really pop. The other thing that's part of these suites that I don't have because we weren't able to order them during the pre-order because they weren't available yet was the Memories and More card pack, which goes with this, and then also there's a note cards and envelopes pack that has 20 cards. There's 2 different sizes, I believe, and then 20 envelopes. So if you're a card maker, that's a great way to get started without having to, you know, worry about anything. You've already got your cards and envelopes, so then you just can use the pattern paper and everything else. So that would come in the suite too. All right, good. Power's still out in your area, Marlene? Oh, goodness. I hope you guys are staying warm. I don't know what the temperatures are like down there right now. All right, so let me do this. Since this is not put together, and I think I want to use this one, it's always good for me to show you guys how to do this. We're going to show you how to use my ink pads too, because somebody asked me about that too, how to open them and whatnot, because they are newer. So if you have the older ones, they might be a little bit different. And they can sometimes be, I will tell you, they can be sometimes a little bit tight in the beginning. So you may have to have more reasons to do some stamping, right? So that you can loosen up those ink pads. So I'm going to put this stamp set together. This is a cling mount. So the cling mounts still come on the red rubber, which is awesome because it gives you a nice clean, crisp image. And the reason why we have the 2 different sets, so if you'll notice, I don't think we have any, Yeah, so both of these are detailed kind of stamp sets. The ones that are in this suite, I don't have the ones we used earlier this week that were photopolymer or see-through. But if you look, these are very detailed stamps. So see how detailed this is, detailed this is. So whenever there's a really detailed stamp, they do it in the cling mount because you get a better impression than the acrylic, especially with that foam mounting that's underneath. That's why they're done in the two different styles. The photopolymer are great, and Stampin' Up! Has done an phenomenal job at being able to make sure you still get the nice, clean, crisp images that you're used to with our stamps. But there's certain things when they're really like detailed with all of that stuff in here, it wouldn't come out as well with the acrylic. So that's why they do it that way. If you've ever wondered why there's two different styles, that is why. So I just peeled off the backing. When you're looking at your labels, you'll see there's one side that has like a slit in it. So you peel off that backing, and then you're gonna peel off the backing on the stamp, and you just layer that on top, okay? And then I just stick mine right back into the case. And there is a number here, so you'll see it on the front. There's 12 stamps, and I think no, it's not. It used to be inside too. So I just make sure before I put it away that there's 12 stamps in here. And that way, you know you've got them all. Generally, I try to put them away as soon as I use them, but it doesn't always happen. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use that outline of the stamp to put my labels on, okay? So easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? All right, so I have no idea what we're making again today. Hopefully it's a little smoother than my second card yesterday. We had some issues. Is this, yeah, that's the right way. Sometimes I have, oh wait, no it's not, it's upside down. There it is. Gotta watch the shape of your stamps to make sure you don't put it on upside down or do it the wrong way. Okay, we'll do that. Yesterday's second card, so I decided to do 2 cards yesterday, which apparently was a mistake because the second card took some effort. It was a lot of work and I was struggling a bit, but we made it work. I'll show you the cards in a second in case you missed it yesterday. But let me just finish putting these all together because I don't really know what I'm gonna need, so we might as well just put it all together. Where's these little flowers? Oh, right here in the middle. So I'm excited. I gotta go home and pack. I still haven't packed to go up to Conway this weekend. We're just going from tonight until Monday. So with that said, I will not be live tomorrow, obviously on the weekend, and I will not be live on Monday either, but I will be back on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, like we've been all week, and I will go live all week next week too. So Tuesday through Friday, I will be live in this group. So you can catch me there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. All right, hey guys. Awesome. Okay. Oh no, what's an oh no, Miss Susan? What did I do? I missed it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, put that there. I always have to like rearrange all the stamps when I'm done to make sure they all fit in the case. But do you guys remember the old wood block cases? Like there were certain stamps that like, it was a puzzle to be able to get them all in there and fit in the case. I had a couple on my phone that I had to actually take pictures of because I could never get them back in the case when I took them out. So as much as I did really love the wood mount stamps because that's how I started stamping and I got really good at it. But I do like that we don't have to worry about getting them in the cases, and they're less expensive this way too, which is a great thing because now I can buy more stamps. And that is always a good thing, my friends. All right, so what are we loving so far? We've shown you, what did I show you this week? I've shown you the Sweet Talk Suite, which was the Valentine one. I've shown you the Heart and Home, which is today. I've shown you the Rainbows of Happiness. So what are you loving so far? What are your favorites? Inquiring minds want to know. We're just about finished with this. Sorry, I did mean to do this in advance, but you know what? Sometimes it's good to see these things again, right? And we'll do this one. Hopefully my internet is working okay, because it's been kind of spotty today. I never know this trick in the beginning. That's why these... Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad that's helpful for me to show you how to do that. Yay. All right. So now we have our little stamp set, which I think I want to use. And let me show you the colors in this suite, and then we'll pick one to... Oh, I didn't do a white base, so we're going to have to use a color base this time because I didn't do it. All right, so I have Pale Papaya. This is all I had left for Garden Green, so I can't use this card base because it's got a big circle out of it, unless I wanted to do a peekaboo, which we could do, right? So Garden Green, Misty Moonlight, Fresh Freesia, Basic Gray, and Cinnamon Cider. So those are our colors, and I pulled the ink pads as well. I think what we will use for the base, I like to use a good neutral. So I was kind of going towards gray or the cinnamon cider. Cider? Oh, my Boston accent's come out, you guys. I don't even have one usually. Cider, unless I'm drunk. If you get me drunk, my Boston accent comes out. Otherwise, you would never know, right? Okay, so I'm going to use basic gray. I like to use neutrals for my bases generally. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and fold that in half. It's 8.5 by 5.5. You could score it at 4 1/4 if you wanted to score. I just use my bone folder to get a good crease, and then I don't need to score it. So that's that. And a reminder that if you are finding you want some goodies this week, don't forget to use your host code. That way you'll get a free embellishment from me at the end of the month when I send the thank you cards. Just if your order's over $150, don't use the code. I will still send you the goodie, but you get to keep the rewards. So let me go back and show you what we've made this week. This was our Valentine card with the Sweet Talk suite. And then we made 2 yesterday, which I love this one. Love it so much because I love blues. So that one's one of my favorites. And then we tried to do a second card, and we did, but it was very painful. So there is number 2. That was the second card that we did. So we had some fun yesterday. We did 2 projects. Today we'll do 1. All right, so I said I wanted to do a little bit, I know I want to use this, right? But I also want to use some of the pattern paper. So what shall we do? I'm wondering if we embossed the paper, how that would look. But I feel like that might be too busy. So let's do it, because I was going to do a DSP base, but I feel like that's similar to what we did earlier this week. So let's do this. I'm going to cut a piece of the gray again. So when I'm embossing on the front of a card, I don't like to emboss the actual front layer because then it embosses inside too, and I just feel like that doesn't look finished. So I like to make a layer to put on top of it, and I want it to be the same layer as this. I'm not going to use a different color. I'm going to use the gray, and I'm going to cut it 4 by 5 1/4. What that does is it also allows me to, if I wanted to add ribbon or anything to it, I can add the ribbon around this layer and not have to go around the inside of the card or anything, because I don't like the ribbon to show inside either. I like it to look really finished and polished inside. So this way, if I have it a little bit smaller than the front, I can add twine or ribbon or anything else to it, and it's not going to show inside, which is one of my things. I just don't like how that looks. So that's a personal preference. You may like that, and that's totally fine, but that for me is a no-no. All right, so I'm going to take my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And so remember I told you yesterday that you can use your little plates to tell you how to make one of these, how to use the different embossing folders and stuff. So if you look at this, this says Hive 3D embossing folder. So what that means is it's a little bit thicker than our regular embossing folders. So I know I'm not going to need this layer because the embossing folders don't use this little thin adapter. So I'm going to look here, and it tells you use with standard embossing folders, use with 3D embossing folders. So with this, it's telling me right here that I want plate 1 and plate 4. So this is plate 1. This is what I love about our Stampin' Cut and Emboss, because it has numbers. So it's like die cut with numbers, okay? So I need 1 and 4. And then I'm going to put my paper inside. Whoops. The rainbows were really fun to play with. I'm going to put my paper inside here, and then I'm going to build my sandwich. So a lot of people ask me as well, like, can I use these embossing folders and products from Stampin' Up in a different die cutting machine? And yes, the answer is you can. You may have to adapt your sandwich a little bit. So the rules on the machines, like if it has these kind of diagrams on it like this does, then you may have to adjust that a little bit, add a piece of paper or add a different plate or something like that, just because they might be a little bit different in size. So like I know our thin dies are a little bit thinner than other companies' dies. So sometimes it won't be quite thick enough to be able to get a clear and cut, so you might have to add a shim of paper. And when I say a shim of paper, it means when you're going through the machine, so you'd have your little sandwich, which in our case it's this with the white one, and then you would just add a big piece of paper on top so that you have a shim, which is not one, you'd want, I mean not two, you'd want just one. That, you believe it or not, that little tiny bit of thickness can sometimes make all the difference in the world when you're die cutting. So just kind of keep that in mind, that the sandwich might have to be varied a little bit if you're using a different company's machine, but they will all work. All right, you guys ready for this reveal? This embossing folder is so good. You need it, trust me. Look how detailed that is. Is that not the coolest? I kind of like the back side better. It almost looks like chicken wire, but it also looks like honeycomb too. I just love that one. So that I'm gonna layer here. And then what I was thinking is we can just add a little bit of paper, since I have some little bits here. I wonder if I have any more little bits. Here I am talking about my bits again, you guys. What happens. All right, so I like this one. It kind of goes really well with the, oh, maybe the green. I think I'll use a couple little bits from this. And then I'm going to, oh, I was going to use this one. Let's see. I'm thinking, though, I might want to use this one instead. Yeah, let's do that one. So I'm going to cut a little bit of these, just some little strips and pieces here. I kind of wanted it longer. If I cut it this way, you won't really be able to notice that it's going the wrong direction. So shh, don't tell on me. Okay, I think I want like an inch of that by maybe 3.5. Let's go 3.5. Like I said yesterday, we can always cut more off. I can't put any back, right? So this one is long enough. I'm just gonna cut this at 1 inch. Okay. And we'll make, whoops. I'm gonna have to make that 3 3/4, I think, because I just sliced it by accident. Oh, that's all right. So I made it 4. Again, I can always make it shorter if I need to. All right, so what I'm thinking, we're gonna do just like, yeah, that one's too long. I think I need to cut them a little bit more. I want just like a little, let's do 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. How's that? Okay. And I'm just gonna do like a little layer. So this is a really good thing to do if you have scraps. Just kind of use them as sort of a grounding element on your card. Then what I want to do is I'm going to take a little, I want to pull out that pale papaya, plus I want to cover the fact that that flower is sideways. Although I could, wait a minute, I could do it this way. Okay. I could do that, and then it doesn't matter. But I still feel like I want like a circle element here to ground that. So I don't want to cover that pretty flower now. So maybe like a 1/2 inch, 1.5 inch, or do I want my 1 3/4? Let's see, where is it? 1 3/4. Let's try this size. So I'm gonna grab my pale papaya. Again, I cut myself 2 pieces of each one so that I can use one as a scrap piece and one as my card base. Of course, you could just use your scraps if you wanted to and use both of those as card bases. Yeah, I think that will work because you can still see the flower. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Now, I've got to decide, maybe I'll just use the sentiments and, because I did 1 3/4, right? So I could do best of luck, that would fit in there. stay wonderful. I wonder if Miss You, I'm going to put it in here. I don't think that will fit. See, I like the Best of Luck, but that would fit nicely. I didn't bring any white cardstock, however. Let me grab a block. I'm going to use the basic gray ink. It's a nice neutral ink. I'm going to do this on white cardstock. Hold on 1 second. Let me grab my scraps, which somehow got put away. So let's do this. Okay. I'm going to stamp this. Best of Luck. And then I'm going to punch it out with the lower size circle punch. Fits perfectly in the 1.5. Okay. And then I can put that here. Right. Now I want to add a little more color to this. So maybe some of the fresh freesia, and we'll do some of the dyes. I feel like I want to use, well, let me look at what's in this one. This is the Honeybee Home one. Oh, it's got that pretty one. I'm just looking at these here, which are kind of like the finished flowers. Yeah, I kind of like one of those, I think. So let's do, I'm wondering, let's try it in the fresh freesia, because it will add a little bit of pop of color. And if you look at this paper, it has some of that fresh freesia in it. So I'm kind of covering most of it, but let's add some. I think we're gonna need a little bit of height, but you know what? I'm gonna just die cut them both, and we can save the other one in my extras file. Let's peel those off. All right, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna close this up so we don't have any accidents. Okay, oh, and I didn't show you. So somebody had asked me, I know who it was, but I don't want to call anybody out. In order to open these, right? So these are the newer ones. I'll show you how to do the older ones too, just in case you have the older ones. But these are our new skinnier pads. Let me show you. These are the old ones. So they're a little bit different. You can see with this one, the older one, it's got the 3 little dots, and they're a little bit thicker. But so for this kind, I always told my customers to push right where those 3 dots are. So see how it just pushes forward like that? It won't go any further than that. So that's when you turn it and you flip it. Look at how loved this one is, right? And then you slide it into place, okay? These were a little bit, and then to close it, I just grab it in that little ridge here and then pull it towards you. And once you get to the end, you just flip it and lock it into place. These are a little bit easier to slide. I found they're a little bit less difficult, particularly when they're used. These new ones, they stay very secure, but they can be a little bit tight when you first get them. The more you use them, the easier they're gonna be to open. But you'll see right here, there's like a little notch. So they're kind of like a makeup compact. So you kind of put your 2 thumbs here and you pull them apart, okay? And then you're gonna slide it into place just like you normally would. So in case you didn't understand why they're positioned like that, if you look at this, when you flip it over, that ink pad is upside down, right? So that keeps your ink right at the top of your ink pad so that when you're ready to stamp, they're nice and inky and ready to go, okay? So that is kind of the basic. And again, with this one, when you're ready to close it, you just grab it in that little notch here and you can pull it closed. If you didn't already know, I think mine are already all done. Do I have any here? Oh, it looks like this one's not done. Hold on. Let me grab one of these. So on the bottom of your ink pads, you'll see there's like little words here, the names of the stamp pads, and there's like a little arrow. So if you pick up this arrow, it kind of peels those off. I'm going to take the Rich Razzleberry. That's what that one says. You could do it in different languages too. If you wanted to learn a different language, you could put a different language there. And where that little crease is for you to open, you're going to go ahead and place that label right there. And that way, when you have it all in your little holder, whoops, and if you didn't get it straight, no worries, you can fix it. they're pretty forgiving. There we go. That way, when they're in your like storage container, you can read all of the colors right from them sitting on your shelf. This other one down here, pick that back up again, is just a blank color. That is designed to, if you open this, again, see this one hasn't been used a lot, so it's a little bit tighter. It is designed to go right inside here. This one's a little bit tricky. You want to get it put in there, and I usually use my bone folder, because once you get this one in, it's kind of hard to get it out. So I use my little take your pick tool or your bone folder. Look, see what happens? And you're just gonna slide that in here. Carefully. All right, there we go. Oh, stop it. Good Lord. There we go. So it was a little crooked when I put it down. That's part of my problem. So now I'm gonna guide it, and we'll just put that in. And your bone folder works beautifully for that. So that one's a little trickier, but you can get it using some of the tools, and there you have it. So now I can close that up, and it's ready to go. So, oh, the other thing too is if you're stacking them without being in a holder of any sort, it is best to kind of actually pull this whole thing off when you're done, because it will just sit, even that little bit of thickness, it just sits, it doesn't allow them to sit as nicely. So see those little dots here and the dots here? They nest perfectly, but if there's a little bit of extra in there, they kind of don't always stay as snug as you would like them. Mine, a lot of them still have them on there because I have a holder for them. I use the Stampin' Up storage, and I also have a homemade storage one for my other ones, so I don't ever really stack them on top of each other. But if you did, it helps to take that off. So there you have it. There's my little lesson of the day. Okay, so now let's go ahead and die cut these. I'm gonna grab my little sandwich here. We've still got rainbows in there from yesterday. Gotta love the rainbows. Let me take that out. I really did like the cards we ended up with, even though it was difficult. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in here, like that. My little clear mat on top. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and roll that through. We're gonna get our die cut pieces. Okay, move this out of the way, and we'll reveal the magic. So when we pull these off, you've got some cute little flower pieces. Come on. Oh, this one's thin. Be careful not to rip it. Look how tiny that is. And then this one, we'll rip that out. Well, I'm not going to rip it out. I'm going to be careful. These are thin though, so you do want to be a little gentle, and I'm not being very gentle at the moment. So, come on. Gimme. Gimme. Wow. All right, there we go. Got it. They wanted to fight me, but I won. So look at how cute that is though. Super cute. And then this one has these little bits in here, so I'm just gonna pop those out. So we have the two different sizes. So let me pull my card back here. Oh, good. I'm glad I taught you the little trick with the inside one, Patty. All right, so yeah, a lot of people miss that, I think. But it's handy because, especially if when I'm doing, or when I was doing classes, it's handy because that way you can see what color it is. Because sometimes the ink pads, when they're open, and that's handy for you when you're stamping too, sometimes when the ink pads are open, they look like a different color, right? So they look like another one. I think I want the tall one, or maybe I want both of them. I don't know. Whoops, there's another little piece here that didn't get popped out. So I'm gonna use my take your pick tool. Pop those out, maybe. There's one, and there's two. Whoops, put that one right back in. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna tuck this one down here. And you know what? I think I want them on the green, so I'm gonna switch the order of this because they'll stand out a little bit more. See the difference? Like they get kind of lost on this one, whereas if it's on the green, it's a little bit more poppy. That's a Jen word. There you go. So we'll do that. And then I might put them both in there. We got them, right? Actually, no, that's kind of too much. Do I want this one? I kind of like that one. Or do I want this one? I kind of like that one too, but I'm going to do the bigger one. All right, so now I've kind of finalized what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this together. So this one I'm going to just use regular adhesive. Attach those together. Okay. I don't think I'm going to do any ribbon. All right, sorry about that. Nate called me because he's trying to pick me up, and I'm in the middle of a live here. I told him I might be live, but he can't get into my office because the church is closed now. So I'm going to have to finish myself up here. All right, so that goes down like that. We want this one here and this one here. So I'm going to put this one down first. Okay, hopefully I didn't lose all of you. Looks like you're mostly all still here with me. Sorry about that. I warned him. Then I'm going to put this one down. Okay. Like that. I'm going to leave it kind of far over. Then, oh, I should have done this in the self-adhesive, the self-adhesive strips, because it would be easier. But let me grab my liquid glue. I think I'll use the liquid glue. It's a newer one, so it should be, just need a little bit. That's kind of too much. I like this one because you can kind of reposition it for a minute. That looks good. So now I'm just gonna flip that over carefully. And we'll stick that down here. Kind of make it all attached. Okay, this one I'm going to put on with some dimensionals. Oh, I could have used the doily too. That would have been cute. But now I already taped that down. So another day we'll have to play with that. Okay, this goes like that. I'll put that here like so. And then let's go ahead and use some of these, right? We've got basic gray or white. I think I'm gonna go with the basic gray. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on. Let's do, we'll do a larger one. Whoop, come here. Do a larger one here, and then a couple of smaller ones up here. Come here, like so. There we go. There you have it. Cute little finished card, or at least I think it's cute. What do you guys think? You like that one? Finished avec ça. So there you have it. Today's card, super quick and easy, using up some bits and pieces, which is always good, and focusing on the sentiment and the dies. So, and this background, you guys, you need that honeycomb one. It's so good, so good. All right. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you guys had a great week so far. I will be back on Tuesday with another live. In the meantime, if you have any questions, I will be available with chat and messenger or any of that kind of stuff. So reach out to me if you need anything. If you do decide to order, don't forget to include your host code so you get your free embellishment. And I will see you again on Tuesday. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.